What's good? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Um, Today's video, we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that I use for tattooing. So pretty much my day to day when I tattoo, what are the stuffs that I use today? So we're gonna be talking about from equipment all the way down to aftercare um, um, for tattooing. So I don't want to waste your time. Let's get into the video. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is the iPad. Um, in tattoo generation right now, iPad is a go-to. Instead of drawing all your stencil by hand and all that, this will give you more time to spend on creating and designing your tattoo and then printing straight from the printer. This is a good investment. This is the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inches. You can find it on Amazon for a cheaper price. Um, Next thing we're going to be talking about, the tattoo machines that I use for tattooing. I'm going to start from the basic one that I first started using throughout my 2 years of tattooing up to the most current one that I'm using right now. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is the kit from Amazon, the tattoo kit machines from Amazon. This is the Dragon Hawk tattoo machine. Yes, they're cheap. They're like $35, $50. This is what I started with. They're good if you actually meet the right one, and then if you don't meet the right one, you have some trash machine. I don't recommend using this when you first started. I recommend you actually, investing on a more good solid tattoo machine, like a $300 tattoo. So that leaves me to my next tattoo machine that I'm going to show you guys, but these are the ones that comes from the kit. Next one I'm going to be talking about is the Hyperion brand. This is the Hyperion battery pack pen. I bought this for about $250, and this was my go-to machine before I switched. The next one I'm going to be talking about is also the Hyperion brand too. This is the most recent one that just came out. This looked like a Cheyenne a little bit because it's one never mind. It's one solid tube machine, and it comes with one of those type of batteries in there. So it's a really good machine for starters also. The next machine I'm going to be talking about is the Equalizer Proton MX. This is really good. This is a really good machine. The last one that I just showed you guys, the Hyperion, I bought it for $300. With this one, I bought it for $350, and it's a good solid machine, especially when it comes to shading. It's give you that soft shading that you're looking for. For me, when it comes to lining, it's not like my favorite type of machine for lining, but it will do the job. The last machine we're going to be talking about is my recent machine that I'm using now on my day-to-day base. This is my go-to machine, and it's the FK Iron Fox. This is a dope machine. Yes, it's a little bit expensive. It's about $1,200, $1,000. So but it's worth it. It has everything you're looking for. It hits solid line, it packs color, and it does a great shading. This is what I use for right now, and it's been serving me so far so good. And it's a battery pack. You don't have to use any RCA cords or anything on it. If you're looking for, if you're using RCA cord, and you're looking for a tattoo supply, a power supply, I recommend this. It's called the Aurora tattoo supply. If you can see that, it's right under there. It's really amazing too. This is another good one to work with. The next thing I'm gonna be talking about is the stencil stuff that I use for my stencil. I used to use stencil stuff, which is also great, but then I realized that they're more greater product than stencil stuff. I started using the Electron tattoo stencil. This is amazing. You just need to put a little bit of it and it keep your stencil throughout the whole tattoo. Sometimes I even have to like use alcohol for me to get it out after I'm done tattooing. So this is a good stuff. The Electron tattoo stencils. It's a good stencil stuff. The last thing I'm gonna be talking about is the inks that I use when it comes to the tattooing. I use two different type of inks. My whole entire tattooing, I've been using two different type of inks, and they be looking good for me. When I mean two different type of inks, I mean that inks that I use other inks, but I end up coming back to these two inks. So one of them is the Dynamic Triple Black for my solid black, or I use the world famous legendary black. I use that too for my black when I'm doing my outline. I'm packing black. For my gray wash, I'm a black and gray tattoo artist. So I use mostly gray wash. I use this set. This is the the world famous 5-stage shading set. Yeah, this is how it look like. It's amazing. What I'll do is I'll put a link down below on the thing so you guys can go to the place that I shop, so you guys can get all this. The other thing we're gonna be talking about is stencil paper. There's a lot of stencil papers out there, but there's nothing better than this brand right here called the Spirits brand. This is an amazing brand. This will get you through everything you want to. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't like put a half ink here and then all of the other stencils not coming out. It gives you a full stencil anytime you use it. The last thing I'm going to talk about is what you can use for practice. When I first started, I didn't use practice skin. I went straight to skin. As time goes on, I started, tattooing. I was tattooing. I was like, sometimes I don't have any clients. I want to, tattoo. So I started looking at practice skin, and I came across this one called iTattoo. This is a good brand for, starter pack when you start tattooing, for you to like have a practice skin. This is amazing. So something to look into too when you're doing that. The last thing I'm going to be talking about, I will not show you guys, but it's actually on my, it's actually plugged in right now. It's a stencil machine. If you go on Amazon and put in search for stencil machine, you see a whole lot of them come up. That's a good one too that you can use for a starter. So now let's get into the healing part of the tattoo, what I use as aftercare, and also what I use as my tattoo glide. I used to use Ink Ease. A lot of people know about that. I used to use Ink Ease. I never use Vaseline because I felt like Vaseline doesn't do much of the job. So I end up doing a lot of research, and I created my own tattoo glide / aftercare. It's also called the Leeway Tattoo Bottle for artists, or the Leeway Tattoo Bottle for the client itself. But this is what I use as my ink glide. It's made of all natural ingredients. I do sell these also, so if you want them, you can hit me up and contact me, and we'll talk about it, and I'll get you some. So this is my ink glide, and also it's my aftercare that I give to my clients. I have a whole lot of them that I give to my clients in a small 2-ounce tube. A lot of comments that I'm getting back from my clients is really great, so I'm gonna keep working on it and redefining it. So finally, for the actual stuff that I actually use for the aftercare and wiping my tattooing, I use grain soap. This is the go-to product that I always go to, grain soap. It's an amazing product for cleaning the tattoo. Even when you're working on it and when you're done, it's really good. I use alcohol also. Alcohol also helps with killing the bacteria and all that stuff. And I also made my own foam soap, all from a natural ingredient, and I also actually have some CBD in it. So my own foam soap that I carry to clean out my tattoos after I'm done tattooing. So that's good too, as a starter for you to get when you're doing tattoos. The next thing I'm gonna be talking about is Bactine. I use this Bactine during the tattoo process and after the tattoo process. As you realize, when you want to take tattoos, pictures, sometimes your tattoo is red. I spray this on it, and I spray it and then put a paper towel over it and keep it there for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then just to get those swellings to go down. It's been working for me pretty good. It's a trick that I learned while I was watching other YouTubers, and tattoo artists doing videos. So it's been working perfectly for me. The last thing I'm gonna be talking about is tattoo tape. Most artists use plastic wraps, all those other stuff. For me, I use this tattoo tape called Lot Fancy. I used to use Sonodam. Sonodam is amazing, but it's a little bit expensive, and I want something that does the same job but a little bit cheaper. So I went with Lot Fancy. It's on Amazon, and it's about for $20 for a whole roll. So that's really good too to have instead of having plastic wrap. I believe that's about it. Pretty much what I'll do is I'll try to put all those links down below on where I get all those products, and then if you think this video is helpful to you, if you think you want me to do more videos like this, please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Alright, one last thing. I forgot to mention the type of needles that I use. I only use 2 type of needles, and I use the quelle needle, the quelle tattoo needle, and then I use the Easy Tattoo needle. These are the 2 brands that I've been using. They've been doing pretty good for me right now. As time goes on, I'm gonna be working with other brands and see which one work for me. But for the past 2 years, I've been using these, and they've been working for me greatly. So you should try them and see which one works for you best. Okay? Peace.